Yo, AlgeBro's AlgeBro. Professor AlgeBro coming at you. We're going to be solving quadratic equations. I have four ways. The first one is by taking what we call the square root. Now, video earlier, I talked about simplifying radicals. Now we're going to take that concept here, and I need to teach you this, children, because here we go. When I want to solve for x, I have to undo the square. So we undo the square by taking the square root of both sides. Here's another thing for you guys and gals. If I take an even root, that means a square root, a fourth root, a sixth root, I have to remember that the answer is not only going to be positive, but it's also going to be negative. So the answer to this is 5. And think about it. 5 times 5 is 5, but also negative 5 times negative 5 is 25. So now this one, previous video, what do? Okay, we take the square root of both sides. So x is going to equal positive and negative. Now, we need to think about what factor can go into 18. Now, remember this. 18 is even. So I say, okay, we're going to take 2. Oh, there's 9. So what's the square root of 9? Square root of 9 is 3. Square root's 2. Now, remember, these also have two answers, a positive and a negative. These are going to get a little bit harder when we get into different videos, trust me. AlgeBro would not lie to you. Now, the deal, get x by itself. So we're going to divide by 2 to both sides. And I have x squared equals 45. Now, take the square root of both sides. X equals positive and negative. Now, any number that ends in 5 is divisible by 5. So we're going to try 5. So you say, okay. That's square root of 5. Oh, look, square root of 9. So I bring that over here, bring the rational number first and the irrational, and there's your answer. Last but not least, for this part, I have this. Now, we're using the square root, so the first thing I'm going to do, I'm going to add 36 to both sides. So, now, take the square root of both sides like we've been doing, and x equals positive, oops, excuse me, my fingers again. Now, one last one, and then I'll let y'all go for this one. I have a question. Now, it depends on how you were taught as to what happens here. Now, if you're in an Algebra 1 class, you're going to take the square root of both sides, and you're going to say, yo, dude, nothing, you can't take a negative and negative, get a negative. But in Algebra 2, we know something different. In Algebra 2, we talk about this. Now, I'm going to leave it at that until I get to that video. But for right now, this is Professor AlgeBro. No matter where you go, math is there. Later, dudes. AlgeBros, if you like what you saw, hit that like button and subscribe to our channel. Later.